Zombies have invaded the battlefield, and although their numbers may be great, I'm sure that with the use of our firearms and our brains, we'll be able to pull through. So this is the zombie mode, highly anticipated, DICE approved, not really, but still really fun. Zombie mode for Battlefield 4, and it's while I thought it was going to be kind of gimmicky, it actually is quite a bit of fun, and trust me, it is quite gimmicky. It's not something I can really see myself doing for a very long time, but it is something that if you just want to pass a few minutes, it is highly satisfying to shove your knife into the enemy's neck. But basically, if you want to get in on this zombified undead horde action, all you really have to do is search in your browser for the zombies, and you remove ranked games, you remove official games, servers, and you should have no trouble finding that. So basically, if you're wondering how the game works, the game starts off with a guy named Patient Zero, and he runs around and he wants to stab you with his knife, and basically that person will infect other players. And when you start off, the first person that's infected has a buttload of health, and so it'll probably take like 3 people with concentrated fire on him or something like that to really take him down. But usually, if you're caught in his sight, Patient Zero's sight, you're probably gonna be dead. You actually cannot counter knife, which is something I learned the hard way, which I think is probably a good thing. That probably would ruin it. But this game was surprisingly, I mean, for something that's just like a server side critique of, or mod, I don't know exactly what you call it, 'cause it's not really a mod. You don't have other installable files. I actually found it to be pretty fun and pretty cool just for a quick little playthrough there. But this sort of got me into thinking, I mean, what if Battlefield 4 sort of spread its wings into different types of play? Like, could you see like a Gmod type of Battlefield server, group of servers or something like that? Like, is that something that would be possible? Is that something that would be fun at all? And so it's just sort of neat. I like to see it when games sort of try to reach out and try different things. And although this wasn't even by DICE, this was just made by some members of the Battlefield community. So I mean, whenever you see stuff like that made by the community, it's always pretty cool, and I think it's pretty awesome. But I'm going to transition now into something a little bit different. So Hardline is obviously on the way, as it has been for quite a while now, and it's been delayed. Everybody all knows all that news and stuff. But I've been thinking, there's been a big shift in the way that games are launched now. Back when I used to start playing PC games, back in my day when kids used Nintendos instead of PCs. No, but I mean, back in my day when I used to play like video games, like I'm not that old. I'm like 20 years old. But I mean, it feels like not that long ago, PC games were like between $30 and like $50 for a real crazy AAA title, and it just seems like there's been a big shift in basically everything about the gaming market. I mean, now you have these games that are $60. If you're lucky, now they're getting to be like $90 if you want the deluxe pre-order package edition with 500 in-game cash things. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous, I think, and it sort of makes me wish for the good old days where you didn't have all these pre-order bonuses, which you don't really need. If a majority of the market sales for PC games, for really any video games, are digital, why do we have pre-orders? I don't really get it. The whole idea behind pre-orders is to make sure that you don't miss out on a copy because you have to go to the store and like pick up a physical copy. That's the whole point of having pre-orders. And with pre-orders, I feel like we've even ventured into new territory, which is the alpha and the beta. Like, why are we using these? Alphas and betas are meant for like game developers to polish the game. They're basically sort of using the player base to polish the game. And so I just find that sort of weird, and I actually was sort of wondering, what are your guys' thoughts about this sort of transition between, basically the player base now becoming an integral part of the alpha and beta system? What do you guys think? Because for me, I think it's kind of weird. But anyways, transitioning here to a little bit of Battlefield 3, because I felt like playing a game that I could just have a load of fun in, and this game does not disappoint. I really wish it was cool. It's what all the hip kids did. I really wish a lot of people went back to Battlefield 3 and just had some fun with that game, because it is so much fun. And I honestly, like, I can tell you with 100% certainty, I had a lot more fun in Battlefield 3 than I did in Battlefield 4. And I'm sure everybody will say that. I mean, whether or not they even believe it or not. But I truly had so much fun in this game. And I just really wish I could go back to those glory days and start playing it a whole bunch again. Which, maybe I will do. But going back, you really start to notice the differences, the nuances that are different between the game. I mean, for me, the biggest thing was when I shoot at people in God, that sounds really bad. When I shoot at people, they don't. No, but actually, when you shoot at people in Battlefield 3, you guys gotta admit there's a certain springy, a certain sponginess that people feel like when they absorb your bullets into their body cavity. There's just a different feel to it, and it feels so much more organic to me. And I'm not sure if this is just me, but this is another thing that I was hoping you guys could sort of clarify and help me out on. Do you guys feel that? Do you guys feel that difference between Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 3? Player models, when they take damage, I mean enemy player models and stuff, when they take damage, it just feels a little bit more sort of static. It feels like you're shooting at something that's a little bit more, like, less malleable, less gooey. And when I shoot at people in Battlefield 3, it feels like the guys are more gooey. It's really weird, and it could just be me, could just be nostalgia sort of kicking in and blinding me. Maybe the player models and stuff really are better in Battlefield 4. Am I crazy? Tell me yes or no. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys in the next one.